Today, a question that's being asked in the diet community: is fruit making you fat? Fruit used to be the holy grail of diet foods, but now some say the sugar may be doing more harm than good.
No breads, pastas, cereals, rice, potatoes, corn. Corn's a vegetable, is thought as a vegetable. It's actually classified as really as a grain. So you want to eliminate those foods until your blood sugar starts to get in control. Even fruits, these will increase your insulin levels and increase your insulin resistance. So
Carbophobia, or Carborexia Nervosa, is an irrational fear of eating carbohydrates. It is a distinct eating disorder characterized by extreme or excessive preoccupation with avoiding foods containing carbohydrates. In some susceptible people, carbophobia can lead to dietary restrictions intended to promote health, which may paradoxically lead to unhealthy consequences, such as ketoacidosis, lipotoxicity induced insulin resistance, and exacerbation of pre-existing atherosclerosis. Several well-known health gurus have been openly promoting misinformation which may lead to carbophobic tendencies, and some will say absolutely anything to instill an irrational fear of carbohydrates in their audience.
Against the potato eaters, like them over there, thieving our jobs.
Fat does not make you fat. What is driving the obesity epidemic in this country is the very high consumption of high glycemic load carbohydrate foods, which have been technically manipulated.
Nothing could be worse for human health, as published in our most well-respected peer-reviewed journals, than cutting back on good dietary fats. Because the problem is, when you do that, you add in carbohydrates, and as you mentioned, as I talk about in Grain Brain, those carbohydrates are directly toxic to your brain.
Sensible recommendations, such as cut back on soda or avoid high fructose corn syrup, can quickly degenerate into the ramblings of Carborexia Nervosa. As we all know, foods from the plant kingdom are the primary source of dietary carbohydrates. Next thing you know, plants make you fat. Plants cause insulin resistance and diabetes. Plants are toxic to your brain. These irrational ramblings have been marketed to the public alongside other fad diet keywords such as quote-unquote healthy fats and gluten-free. The general public, susceptible to these savvy but dysfunctional marketing efforts, becomes confused. In a state of glycogen depletion and general confusion, the impressionable public can be persuaded to abandon healthy whole plant foods and instead attempt to live on caffeine, refined oils and supplements, or perhaps a variation of the Atkins approach centered around meat, dairy, and eggs.
Because coconut oil can be a challenge, is to heat some coconut oil with some butter, 1 or 2 tablespoons of each, and heat it very gently over with a saucepan, just enough to start to melt, and then take it off the burner so that it continues to melt. Because
son of a bitch must pay.
Once that's melted and you have this concoction, you can put some psyllium in there or some chia seed powder, some type of fiber, and then you can also add some protein powder. Of course, I'm a big fan of Miracle Whey or Pure Power protein, but any other healthy protein powder you can put in there and mix it up, and that can be a simple way that you can increase the amount of fat that you're eating and replace those carbohydrate calories, and it'll still give you enough energy that you need to burn fat.
High-profile celebrity health gurus may profit from your carbohydrate deficiency-induced fatigue by selling you expensive superfood supplements and toxic private label refined oils, which they repeatedly refer to as healthy fats. And you'll never hear them mention the health risks of diets high in meat, dairy, and eggs, and therefore saturated fat and cholesterol. Luckily, there is a small but vocal group of physicians and nutrition authorities who recognize and promote the health-stabilizing benefits of a whole foods plant-based diet. For example, Dr. Neil Bernard has a book out on how to reverse type 2 diabetes without restricting calories or carbohydrates.
I tell you, it's not hard to do a vegan diet. It's much harder to count calories with an old-fashioned calorie counting diabetes diet and try to lose weight by doing a traditional kinds of diet. A vegan diet means you can eat as much as you want of within reason, obviously, of healthy food. Very simple.